Hello and welcome to another episode of Five Alarm Task Force. I'm your host, Steve Green, and I'm telling you that we have a fact baker. We have information that I believe, having spoken with these gentlemen before, might just revolutionize firefighting, safe firefighting, especially with flammable liquids and even wood fires. But you'll get more about that in just a few minutes. My guests today are Kevin Yeazell and Kevin Ryan Yeazell. The senior Kevin is the president and CEO of Fireground Supply with over 30 years experience working with Fortune 1000 companies. He is the founder of Response Graphics, the parent company of Fireground Supply. The company provides uniforms, PPE, and other safety products to fire departments, police and sheriff's departments, and other first responder units. That's great to see that all our brothers and sisters who are first responders have an opportunity for this big help. Most recently, in 2023, Fireground Supply engaged with a Canadian company, Rein, and that's with our good friend Emmons.
Quincy?
Quincy Emmons, that's right, Quincy Emmons, who's been on the show a couple of times in our past history of 8 seasons, and is the manufacturer of EcoGel, an AFFF PFAS free. I'm going to say that again, boys and girls. They have a product called EcoGel, an AFFF. Now, don't make a bad face because we need AFFF, but this is PFAS free foam replacement. EcoGel is a new game-changing product that is both USDA and UL approved for fighting Class A and Class B fires. Currently, Fireground Supply is the primary distributor east of the Rockies. Now, Kevin Ryan, I should say, Kevin Ryan serves as the VP of Sales and is a subject matter expert on EcoGel and turnout gear. He currently manages the sales team for the company and works closely with their primary vendors related to PPE with a focus on the safety of firefighters. Kevin, Dad, and Kevin's son, welcome aboard. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So let's start with the basics. You've been involved with the fire service before your latest connection with Rein. So let's tell the folks a little bit about your company, Fire Supply, and how you service firefighters, both, especially here in the U.S.
Yeah. Well, Fireground Supply was a company that we purchased about 6-7 years ago that has been in business in the Chicagoland area since 1999. So it's got a long history here in this particular marketplace. It fit well into our business model of expanding our reach into fire departments, police departments, and other first responder units to provide them with best-in-class products. Our primary goal is the safety of the firefighter in this case. So when we met with the people from Rein back in 2023, they introduced us to their product that we felt, again, as it was another great fit for us because of its safety capabilities as it relates to firefighters fighting these fires and being harnessed with dangerous chemicals that are certainly cancer causing in a lot of cases to the people that it's using it. So we felt that it was a product that we could take on and then look to move across the United States, actually,
Sure.
into this spot. But we're a full service uniform provider, turnout gear provider. The majority of our business here is in, obviously, east of the Rockies. We have clients in Texas, Florida, Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa, Alabama. So we're expanding quite quite a bit with our company, and it's been going very well for us.
That brings me to the point where um, we talk about AFFF, and today I think almost every firefighter, past and even a lot current, um, we learned since about 2016 how dangerous the original AFFF was. And I can tell you, and I'm not sure if I shared this in our first meeting, but in my first volunteer fire department in outside of Greensboro, North Carolina, our chief at the time was one of the national experts in dealing with flammable liquids. And with that, we had in our main building and our outbuilding, we had probably around 100, 150 5-gallon pails of AFFF. So we used it frequently, not because just to practice. We only practiced with it once in the 4 years I was there, but we used it on numerous calls. And I was lucky that the only splashback I got was just on my toes and my boots. And we washed that down automatically anyway. But now thinking of what I could have brought home and using old gear in 77, we got new gear, but that gear was also back then PFAS filled. So
Yes.
I think what you're talking about is a major breakthrough, and not only just for the regular fire service, but I think for airport fire suppression. I think it's a brilliant idea for them to be able to use. They know they'll be safe, at least using the material, and they don't have to worry in the back of their head, am I going to take something home? It's going to kill me or my family. And I think what you're doing is already trying to break that mold. And that's the most important thing we could do right now.
Yeah, correct. I mean, this is a bio-based product that is 100% biodegradable. There's no chemicals in this product. It's all food grade based materials that have been put together in such a way that it's gives us the ability to not only fight the fire, but to also smother it. And what I mean by that is the vapor suppressant part of this is also critical as we go into these fires. So there's no reignition that we have to worry about. Once this is on, it's a stick and stay property. It will literally smother the fire, and it will contain the vapors within it because it emulsifies it right into the gel itself. So it's a very safe product. I think the biggest hurdle that we will see with this is because of the dangers of the foams out there today. I think firefighters are obviously very reluctant to go to that as a first approach.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, with this product, because of its ability to reduce the amount of water that's being used to put out a fire, they could actually go in a little stronger with this product without the surround and drown methodology that a lot of departments use today because they want to stay away from the foam.
Absolutely. And Kevin Ryan, you're working with the gear, turnout gear as well. And have you been able to create the gear that still meets NFPA standards, but is no longer no longer having PFAS in the gear, especially the bunker coat?
Yeah, so I mean, all the gear manufacturers buy their shells and liners from the same place. There's really only 2 or 3 companies out there that make them. You've got Stead Air, Gore for your liners. Milliken's just coming out with a new one right now that's PFAS free as well. I think that'll be out in 2025 sometime. And I know they're kind of leading the way on the outer shell, PFAS free as well. So that's a good company to look out for. And they've been in the textile industry for a very long time, but they really weren't huge players in the firefighting turnout gear fabric. But since FDIC, like 2 years ago when I met them there, they've made some big strides in the PFAS free part of the outer shells and liners. So currently, and don't hold me to this, and I'm not trying to badmouth anybody, but the only one that I know of that is on the market right now is Stead Air, which is from Steadfast. Would be the Stead Air Clear is the only PFAS free moisture barrier currently on the market and in service. But it takes a long time to get all that stuff like UL certified, and so you have to certify it for each model of every gear, all the gears that you have. So, but yeah, we can supply our customers with a wide variety of whatever they're looking for. There's
think-
things that you have to consider
Sorry.
when you're taking all the PFAS out is your TPP and your THL. So there's a balance between there and how your thermal protection and how hot you're going to be in the gear. So and
Right.
and with the PFAS free ones, you will be considerably warmer in there.
I think also what stands out is the fact that you've had the forethought of getting it approved by both USDA and UL. Now, of course, as you well know, the upper echelons of the fire service are always look to UL and IFC and their sub IFC. And the fact is that knowing that your products have their approval from USDA and UL speaks a lot about the value and how well the product works, because those passes don't come easy. We know that there are a couple of thousand firefighters who can tell you that to get approval for something doesn't come easy. And
Yeah,
the fact
and
that,
also you have to keep up with the certification. So
right,
on a quarterly basis, we have to continue providing samples to make sure that nothing has changed. There's been no replacements, those kinds of things to continue that certification. So we're pretty proud of that.
well, it's excellent for that. And I think that our firefighters, whether they're volunteer, small rural community, big city, whatever the case, for them to walk out the door that day that either they have new product or they're using EcoGel, the fact is they're going to feel safer.
Yeah,
There's no way
absolutely.
that this job is not, whether you're volunteer or paid. Fact is, this job is not easy.
No
And
doubt about
there's
that.
so much that we have to do. We have to keep our heads on a swivel.
Mhm.
And that's the key, because we don't know what's around the corner. We don't know maybe what's loose above us. There are certain
Sure.
things we can't tell. But knowing that we have the protection of this kind of a product is a game changer for the fire service.
Yeah,
There's no
correct.
doubt. All right. So, what would you like to continue with it? Do you want to show one of the videos?
Well, let's say before we even do that, let's talk a little bit about the implementation of how you use this product.
Okay.
I mean, it works with existing equipment. So if you have tanks on your trucks, we help analyze what type of system that you have to make sure that the product will work with the tanks. We use eductors and nozzles. They're standard eductors, standard nozzles that are matched on their GPMs on the from the eductor out to the nozzle. So there's not a high cost or a need for special equipment to use this product. So it can go into service quite quickly for a department right off the bat.
Right. That's why we used AFFF back in my day, is that we had an eductor and a nozzle. That's what we did. We stuck the eductor in every 5-gallon pan as it was needed. And that's how we did it.
Yeah.
But now they can do that same thing. They don't have to worry about splashback on their gloves or on their hands or anything like that. That's a game changer. It really is.
Yeah. And the big thing is that with the gel versus the foam is introducing air into it as it's being deployed. With the EcoGel, it does not. There's no air, because this is a true blanket that will absolutely allow none of the vapors to escape because it emulsifies in the Class B arena. It will emulsify that material and not allow it to reignite.
Right. And folks, we will have a couple of videos on the show today on the video part of the video episode of 5 Alarm Task Force. If you're listening to the audio, you'll hear any background sound, but you won't be able to see because we don't have a way of letting you see the videos that are shown on a Zoom meeting. But we'll do our best to answer your questions when they come through. And I think with full disclosure, I saw a couple of these videos with my initial meeting with the Yeazells, and I sat there agape. My mouth was dropped, and I was amazed to see what these two products can do. It to me was like a big relief off my shoulders because I've been such a proponent of getting rid of PFAS. Thankfully to Diane Cotter, who got me involved, and Paul, her husband Paul, was a firefighter just 14 miles west of where I grew up. And I went to that community, Worcester, Mass, all the time. And sadly, Paul was not and is not the sole bearer of the results of PFAS, whether it's in our gear or in the AFFF. And so we lose far too many of our brothers and sisters to the professional danger and what we have to work with, and to know that there is something safe, really safe, that does the job available. I think that'll be a game changer in the fire service, whether it's here in the States, in Canada, any country that has the smarts to get rid of all their AFFF that's PFAS laced, they're going to benefit. Firefighters around the world could benefit from this. And I think that's, like I said, that's a game changer. You take quite a bit of worry away from the men and women of the fire service. Again, whether they're career, volunteer, part pay, paid on call, whatever. We all go knowing when we answer a call that there's danger inherent to what we do. But we took an oath to protect the people and the property in our communities. So we'll answer that call, but we'll have a little less worry when this all comes through than we normally do.
Yes, and one of the biggest challenges will be because of that is bringing the gel forefront as the start of containing the fire, rather than being the mop up or the reluctance of being able to use the AFFF due to obviously the potential harm of it. So
Sure.
that's a challenge.
Well, hopefully you folks will be in touch with the two of the best places you can bring that forward, and that is at FDIC and Fire Fusion from people at Firehouse. Because, I think FDIC brings about 3,000, 4,000 firefighters together, from rookie to chief of departments.
Yeah, I think it's more than that. I think their attendance is in the 30 to 40,000.
Okay, it might be. It might be. I've only been there once, and that was 2002, which was a really tough time to go there, but it was the first FDIC after 9/11.
Sure.
And it was very tough. I mean, it was a very somber FDIC. There were some nice things going on there, but we all knew we were carrying a heavy load on our backs that day.
Yeah, and it's a global event now. I mean, we have
Yeah.
people from all over the world coming to FDIC now, and it gives us the opportunity to expose it at the global level. We have product in Brazil, we have product in Asia, We have product in Australia. So there's already distribution going out into even Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Now. So yes, it's a big deal because it's good even outside of our traditional fire departments. It's good in mines where they have these great big trucks and those tires that can catch on fire. It saves equipment. So it's become world renowned.
In the rail sector as
And the
well.
rail sector as well, which in Canada, the rail sector is the primary cause of their brush fires because of the sparks that are created in repairs and maintenance. So they're now spraying down, and you have a video, I think, to share as well today of showing how this will suppress a wildfire. It will not ignite. It will not allow it to spread. So they're actually spraying down the rails. They're spraying down the rail beams and the surrounding area before they go to work.
That's great to hear. That's a really good way to use it. We need to try to start bringing that into the United States rail system.
Yes, we're working on that.
Right. We know right now, New England is getting battered by these wildfires. I mean, I grew up there. I went to till I was 22 years old, graduated college. I lived in the greater Boston area, and I know these areas, Milton and Braintree, and going up towards the north part of it, Beverly and area like that. This is not anything they're normally prepared for. We did brush fires, little brush fires, but not wildfires. Never even heard of them in New England since the day I was born in 52. So, this can be such an amazing game changer for the fire service. And as you said, not just here in Canada, but now you've got it out in many places in the world. And the more that find out about it and see the testing of it and the videos, I think there's going to be a buy-in every time.
Yeah, one of the greatest things about it as well, when you're dealing with brush fires and wildfires, is the ability to protect buildings. I mean, it's a stick and stay property, so you can spray that building down, and the audience will see that in one of the videos that we have here, that it will protect it from catching on fire. And then once the fire is contained, you wash it off with water.
Wow.
And the worst thing happens is the grass will be a little greener next year.
Right. So just a little bit of water cleans it up.
Yep, cleans it up.
And I think that will bring a lot of ease to a lot of firefighters as well.
Sure.
To know that you have to get on their hands. They have nothing to worry about. Just wash it before you go home to the kids.
Right. And one of the other things is we're all aware of now, and certainly the firefighting arena is aware of, is the EV fires. I mean, these are becoming more and more prevalent across the country. I mean, we're working with some very strong departments right now in the military on demonstrating its use for EV fires. But even today, if it's in a parking lot or a parking garage, you're using eco-gel to spray down those adjacent cars that are sitting in the area to help protect them from catching on fire as well. So,
right, that will have, again, a big difference because, as you said, the surrounding cars, which often get impinged on one way or another, or to the worst level, they catch fire too.
yes.
That's a worry that's going to be off their heads. Again, I really see this as an aspirin that the fire service needed. Okay. Wasn't all horrible, but it had to be corrected.
Yeah.
And everybody was talking about how to correct it. Yet you, along with Quincy at Firefighting in Canada, is going to make the difference. Because once the word gets out, and hopefully, we've had listeners in over 40 countries on certain podcasts, and I think this is going to be one like that. So important. And I also had a friend who just was on the show a couple of weeks ago, who's a firefighter in Scotland, and I'm going to bring it to his attention too, because he's a go-getter in his fire in Edinburgh. So that's something he's going to like to hear about as well. And he'll see the video and he'll listen to the audio again too. But he is always looking ahead. I think he's a captain where he is, and looking ahead to make firefighting better and safer for everyone involved, especially in their area. I don't even know if they've heard of this yet, but I'm going to share it with him and tell him, start asking around, if you've heard any of this stuff around. So what brought to mind for you to, with everything else that the companies do, what brought to mind that you wanted to connect to this particular issue?
Again, it gets back to our motto here is safety of the firefighter, and it fit very well into our culture here, is to bring something in that we felt that would have a major impact on helping with the safety of people that are using the dangerous products that are out there, along with the environmental impact of this product. This product is biodegradable. So it sticks and stays. It's easier to clean up. It's not going to run off into the waterways like foam does. We've had some instances where even some of these so-called PFAS-free foams have gotten into the waterways and killed all the fish. So, I mean, you're replacing chemicals with chemicals. So no one knows what that's going to be like until about 10 years from now. There are no chemicals in this product, but this was really the safety factor that was involving people, the environment, and overall reduction use of water, especially for departments that are trailering it around. If they've got a 500-gallon tank, this is going to turn that 500-gallon tank into 1,000 gallons. So it's conservation as well.
Right. And since it's just an eductor with a nozzle, it can be used for tankers.
Yep.
Our firefighter, not the engine is not a regular engine, but it's a tanker with a 3,000, 4,000 gallon tank on it. And this is going to be great for them too, because sometimes we'll pump to the engine. Sometimes we don't have that ability. And so we need something that we can depend on that for that apparatus. It's good on any quint, basically any fire equipment that has an engine. This is going to be better for.
Yep.
Because they don't have to haul and worry. Yes, they have to use the product. And for the past 8 to 10 years, there's always been a fear associated with it. They know they have to do it, just like I did. But now that safety factor has been improved 1,000-fold. They start using this product, there's not going to be any more of that poison on their hands or on their feet or on their clothes or anything like that.
Right.
It's just food grade splat. That's all it is, basically.
Right. Everybody is probably in the audience listening to this has eaten every ingredient that's in this product over the past month.
Can you share a little bit what kind of products are in there that we might eat?
Well, if I tell you that, I have to kill you.
Okay, all right. We'll pass that. We'll pass that part along. But I think that the way you work in multiple layers with what the main company is doing for Fireground Supply and this special new product, and also with what Kevin Ryan is working at for the company, making sure, besides being an expert with EcoGel, but he's an expert with turnout gear. And that's important because, let's be honest, when a company comes around, it's a sales rep. He knows basics. And they've tried over the last few years to try to learn a little bit more, but they stay with the basics. If we stay with the basics, then we're losing the opportunity of getting gear through that part of the company with you that we already know is safe. That's the thing. And as Kevin said, that, it's not, it's going to be a process to get the moisture barriers changed and put it through the hardheads of NFPA, because NFPA wants 1 and 1 to be 3.
Yeah.
We need to, on a daily basis, for the jobs that we do, we need 1 + 1 = 2. And that's what you're affording,
Right,
with this product.
And some of the value-added services that we offer, and it's kind of why we brought on the EcoGel, because we were kind of already in this fight for cancer prevention with the turnout gear. We also do repairs and maintenance and cleaning of the gear. We offer several different types of cleaning that allows us to kill all the bacteria in the gear, or the newest process we have is called Red Zone CO2 Clean, that will actually eliminate any of the POFHs in there as well. So it's a CO2 cleaning. So it actually sucks out all the oxygen in there too, cleans the gear, makes it look like it's brand new again. But it also speeds up the process. So now we're not using water and not to say dangerous detergents, but our the detergent that we use is pH neutral. But even something that's pH neutral, if you're cleaning a lot of times, you can still degrade the gear a little bit at a time. The CO2 cleaning, there's no detergent in there, so there's nothing. It's going to hold the integrity of the gear longer.
Same thing happens with my underwear. It has to be replaced every once in a while,
Yes.
as they say. But I don't have to worry about my underwear. And now many of our firefighters won't have to worry about PFAS in their gear or in their, what do I call it, their weapon for fighting flammable fires.
yes.
And now it's not just flammable fires. It's going to be, you have products that will work on any fire, basically.
Pretty much. I mean, even in the arena of EV, it's going to be a tremendous help in not only helping distinguish the fire, but also protecting property that's around it. So,
All right, would you like to share the first, since we've been telling them about EcoGel and
sure,
Fire Rain, should we show that first video?
sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me bring up my, okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can you see it okay, gentlemen?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay.
This is showing the stick and stay properties of the product, and also how it will stop brush fires from spreading.
Okay, so here we go in 3, 2, 1, grab your popcorn, folks. You'll have to, since there's no audio, you'll need to,
Yeah, we can kind of talk through this.
yeah, talk it, right.
This is being applied to obviously the side of a barn to show its ability to stick and stay. And then this is a 2,000-degree torch that's showing how it will protect the structure. So you cannot get that to get through that membrane there to burn the wood. So and here we have obviously some brush that's been ignited to show how it's still protecting that side of the barn as well. And here we're demonstrating where there are, obviously you can see that the straw that's not burnt is covered with EcoGel versus the ones that are on fire that did not. And you can see how it won't spread. And then here it shows the ease of it being removed from whatever you're protecting with water. One key thing here to see is you're seeing him using a high pressure system here to apply this. The sheer capabilities of this product are amazing. It will get down to the level of water going through that nozzle and then reforming and sticking on the side of whatever it's being applied to. So we do have several different applications of the product outside the eductor and nozzle.
And, just for a minute so we can get past that ad. Okay. Oh, I see the bus one also.
Yeah,
Yep, we can use that one.
let's use that one. Yeah, let's show
Okay,
that.
sure.
Now, this was done here in the Chicago area. We've done several of these in the area we have 400 departments here in the Chicagoland area. So there's a lot of activity for us here. And
Okay, the music's kind of loud. It's kind of like overriding your voice. So let's let it play through.
okay,
Okay, let me get this. There we go.
can you hear me okay?
No, the music's very loud on this.
Okay. Can you hit that speaker there? That should turn that off. To the right there.
All right, hold on. Okay, what are we trying to do?
See the speaker there next to the,
Well, you have the back button because you skipped video.
yeah, if you click that, that'll turn off the sound.
No, I know that. I didn't know
Okay.
that. Oh, okay, so we can keep, all right, just,
You have to hit the back video. You skipped ahead on a different video there
okay, so,
in your browser.
yeah, I gotta back to where we were. Is this the one?
Yeah,
Fire Academy, all right.
good. Yep.
All right. So now you can narrate it.
Okay, well, yeah, so this is a bus fire that we did at the Aurora Fire Department here in the Chicagoland area. And you will see those tires in front of it. And if you pay attention to those, you'll see the puddle around it. Well, that's the stick and stay properties as well. Those fires were totally engulfed, and we put them out in just seconds. And in this particular fire, you will see the knockdown. That's just absolutely amazing. That in 40 seconds, we had this fire under control. And this bus was totally engulfed. As like with foam, this can be at 1, 3, or 6%. We just happen to be using 3% here on this bus.
I have to give a shout out to the camera operator with the steady hand. Very good work.
There was a pod back behind us here, which you can't see is off camera, that was set on fire as well, full of furniture. And that was actually put out in seconds as well. And between the tires, the bus, and the pod, we used 3/4 of a 5-gallon pail.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and we had one of our fire departments here who just recently put it in service, had a car fire on the side of the road, fully engulfed, came out, used the eco gel, put it out literally in seconds, and fortunately, called us to say, well, what do we do with the rest of it that's in our pail? It's still 3/4 full. Do we get rid of it? So, no. As long as you don't have any water in it, it's perfectly good. So you save it for the next fire.
Right. Well, those two demos, and I told you this when I our first meeting, is that it is amazing. Listen, you know the same thing. We've heard a lot going on in the industry over the past eight years, and most of that news that broke through over those 8 years has been gloomy because we lost too many people that didn't have to be lost. Once again, the big manufacturers of that stuff claim, oh no, they're fine. You can use it as much as you want. Well, we have people in the ground and in other places that they didn't have to be there. And nobody will admit to their complicity in doing this. Now, instead of having to wait and deal with them, now you're bringing a valuable new product to the game. This is, I've said it several times already this morning, I'm going to say it again. This is a game changer. Imagine ARF units over at O'Hare, okay?
Mhm.
And there's a small fire, but they have EcoGel or the liquid in their tanks now. So once they hit it, the plane with that material, that's going to quiet it down much more quickly and with, I would say, 98% less danger than using a regular AFFF that's on the market today.
Well, you have to remember, I mean, there's no chemicals in the EcoGel. With these new PFAS-free ones that have been replacing the AFFF, it's still a chemical. And the likelihood of something causing cancer in there 5 years down the road or 10 years that we finally discover, who knows? But the question is, do you want to take that chance? Knowing what we know now.
Right.
Especially when you don't have to.
Exactly. When you don't have to do it.
You don't have to.
Right. You know what? This could be a good time for the break.
Yes.
And when we come back, now, if you're watching the video, you know there'll just be a pause. You won't see anything. You won't miss anything while we start doing our break. And we'll be right back with our guests, Kevin, the dad, Yeazell, and Kevin Ryan, the son, Yeazell, as we talk about this brand new product, EcoGel. And again, I'm going to remind you, it is USDA and UL approved. So if you're a firefighter or connected to the fire service, you know what getting a UL approval is all about. And it's not a walk in the fields of lilies. It's a tough job. And yet this company has already received approval from USDA and UL. So we'll be right back with our guests, the Yeazell family, right after these words. As always, please stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to this episode of Five Alarm Task Force. Have two really important guests, and that is the father of the team, Kevin Yeazell. He's the president and CEO of Fireground Supply, and his son, Kevin Ryan, serves as the VP of Sales and is a subject matter on EcoGel and turnout gear. So if you listen to the first half, then you know how important what Kevin Ryan does as far as gear. And if you heard that first segment, they're doing everything they can to help us move along from the type of moisture barriers we have today to new type that will be PFAS free. Still action in progress, not official yet, but that's what they're working towards. So, gentlemen, we have another video we're going to show. I'm going to bring that up and share. And that's going to be this one here. Okay. Are you all ready? Here we go.
Okay, this was a test that was performed by a third party that shows the capability of EcoGel and its ability to absolutely emulsify and encapsulate the heptane fuel that was underneath it. So with that, this was probably just about after 5 minutes after it was put out. Here is a PFAS-free foam that was done after 5 minutes, and you can see that it absolutely ignited it. Because our membrane is a vapor suppressant, it's able to encapsulate that vapor and not allow it to escape. Now, this happened after 5 minutes. After 72 hours, ours was still not ignitable. So just very solid on being able to keep those reignitions from happening. Obviously, very, very important on the side of the road. If you got a tanker truck full of fuel, it's on fire. You want to make sure you've got something that's going to keep that fire suppressed.
Right. Well, that, again, another great demonstration, live demonstration, yes, recorded, but live demonstration of the use and the difference that we can see between a new product and what is the standard product basically currently. And the fact that you put heptane in there, which is one of our most dangerous flammable liquids.
Yes.
And it was out, it was gone.
Yep.
Done. That's amazing. It really is.
That's one of the very unique qualities of the product. So, and if you think about the way that they're approached today with these car fires and truck fires on the side of the road, it tends to be more surround and drown than anything else. And the most dangerous part of that is the runoff into the waterways. So you're all that contaminated material from the car burning is being put right down into the waterway. And that's one of the things that's very beneficial to using the EcoGel. I think I mentioned in our first segment, one of our departments that had a car fire that put it out instantly almost. It was, seconds of putting it out with it being contained to just around the car and nothing being washed off into the drains or into the brush on the side of the road.
Right.
Makes
So
remediation much easier.
I'm sorry, I didn't, Kevin.
Makes remediation much easier when the gel stays there. Then when they need to come, the hazmat crew has to come and clean up. They just scoop it up and put in anything that was, contaminated into a bucket and do the normal hazmat removal.
Right, right. But again, the fact is that other than what might be in the car, your product puts the fire out of that car. Just the fire is gone. So whatever there's going to be left to pick through, yeah, you can pick through it, but you can do it safely because now you know it's not going to reignite.
Right. Exactly.
And that's also a very important point because there have been stories. Matter of fact, when you talked about flooding to put out fires, there was an article, it was already, I guess, last week already, getting ready for that surgery kind of scrambled the mind a little bit. But there was an electric car caught fire with those batteries, and they dumped, I think it was 24 to 28,000 gallons to put that fire out.
Yes, that's very typical.
Yeah, and that's nothing that one engine can do. Can't
Correct.
do it. Yet, with your product, you don't have to worry about flash up. And that's the most important thing. Because I was on a call with an auto accident. And yes, we knew there was gas leaking. And we did what we were supposed to do to mitigate that, and it wasn't using any other AFFF at all. We were able to do it without it, but somehow missed with a hose, washing it away, and missed the spot, and part of the car went up again.
Yeah.
We got it out, but nobody wants that flame to come up behind their butt after they thought they knocked it out and
Right.
are moving to a different place in the, toward around the vehicle. So I think that's very important that we're negating that possibility of flashback or flash over with a car reigniting after putting on the solvent. And I think
Right.
that's, again, that's just another check mark in the safety list with all the others that you folks are bringing to the table.
Yeah.
That's, something as effective as EcoGel or Fire Rein that is easy to use, doesn't require anything special of equipment, but it does so much. So it's easy to use and it works.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like,
Again.
yeah, everybody has their favorite tool in the fire service. Okay. But the two things that firefighters don't like is change and status quo.
Right. Yeah, the oxymoron, right.
Right. So we as a team, what we do here at Five Alarm Task Force, what we do on our podcast, what we talk about is all about firefighter safety first.
Yeah.
Yeah, our jobs can be dangerous. Nobody will say no to that. But your products, to me, and my understanding, seeing in our first talk to get to know each other, and today and with these videos, I think that you're actually offering a respite to firefighters. You're making the job much less worrisome.
Right.
And very effective.
And one of the big keys as well is that you're getting the fire out faster, you're getting back to the station, getting yourself ready for the next fire much quicker with this product than you are with just the traditional ways that we've been doing it. So,
and cleanup is easy.
Yeah.
That's the key. We don't have to start getting special sacks and things like that together to put stuff in that's going to have to be taken to an incinerator and destroyed. Nope. You can just have this. You probably had part of it in your cereal that morning.
right.
And
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was going to say, who would think that some of the foods that we eat every day, we love, can actually do this job?
Yes. And this was this product took over 10 years and $8 million to develop. So we're now obviously very comfortable with where we are with this product now. It's gone through a lot of development time. Some very strong, intelligent people have been involved with this for quite some time, and a big investment. So we're hoping that this will pay off, for Fire Rein as well. We're big supporters of that company. Big time.
Right, absolutely. And
We're connected with them.
back when Fire Rein first came out, that's how Quincy contacted me.
Yeah.
And he told me about it. And I said, nah, come on. You're just trying to jump on the bandwagon. He goes, no, honestly. And he had some videos.
Yeah.
And I sat there with my thumb up my butt because he was absolutely right.
Yeah.
It was
been
amazing.
very instrumental in the development of this product. So
Right.
him and Zach as well. Now, one of the things that they do offer, and we offer as well for the audience, if you're interested in this product, we're willing to come out and train you on it, and provide, some burn tests at your departments, where we can even get more departments in the surrounding area there to witness it as well. So that's an offering that we do have.
Right. That'd be great with, if we went to Broward County Sheriff's Office Fire Rescue Division. That would be great because They have their stations all around the community, and we often run, as co-responders. Sometimes the one of our regular stations from one of the communities goes to help in certain situations. And I think that a great demonstration down here, Broward County, and they definitely have the place to do it,
Yes.
I think would be very opportune for both you and for our firefighters down here, especially captains and chief officers, to see just how well this product works and the certifications you have. Yes, I'm saying this, we've said it a couple of times on the show, but they're not going to listen to me read your bio. The fact is, they want to see proof in the pudding. And the videos I've seen, you showed me the last, especially with these last two, sells the product. It's an easy sell if you're in the fire service. If you're not in the fire service, you're not going to really have any interest in this. But if you're in the fire service, any form of the fire service, this is something important for you to at least consider. And if they're willing to give you a trial, take the trial. Go see it. If it's not your department, if it's someone near, make arrangements to go see it. Because once you see it work outside of the videos that we showed you on this podcast, it's basically unbelievable. It is a new, I'm an old fart because I started back in 77. All right. Those were those days. Those were the days of suck it up. We didn't have anything for behavioral health other than those 3 words. It's all changed. Here we are 40 years later. We're still fighting fires. We have better equipment, some better tools. But what's more important now is, how do we put out some of these fires that exposure to what we're using to put out the fires could be hurting us? We don't need that anymore. We do that enough. There's enough danger in our job. Then we have to worry about the bunker gear that we wear and how we put out flammable liquid fires. And the battery fires. Now, the EV batteries, right? And that's very important. We've seen all the news clips. I'm sure all of you have seen news clips of another EV car going up in flames. And if you saw a couple of them that were on national news, you saw that it started very small, and yet within 90 seconds, the whole car was involved in a massive EV runaway reaction. And that's what they're called, runaway reactions.
Yep.
When one spark starts, it doesn't get stopped. It just starts, keeps going, affecting every cell that it can find, and that causes a runaway. Then it takes water, thousands of gallons of water to put out one EV fire. Or you can check out this new product, EcoGel and Rain, and see, oh, wait a second, that was easy. Yeah, but it's probably going to relight in a minute. But it hasn't relit yet. Wow, that's something new. That's where we have to think. The fire department has to be willing to be open to new ideas, new tools, new methodology. Right now, we've started using a product that I learned about several years ago, which was a 3D location of firefighters in a building. They wear a tag in their gear, and it tells you exactly where they are on the X, Y, and Z axes. So if they're down, you're going to know they're down. If they're in a backdraft situation, you know that. But you put all these together, new things in the last maybe 8 years, maybe 10 years, how it can change the face of the job we do, keeping it safer for us, number one, and keeping it safer and shorter for the victims in their cars, in their homes, cabin. Imagine if there's a big fire like we're having in New England right now, and you could spray Fire Rain on your home and protect it, it's not going to burn. It's not even going to char. I've seen fire rain by itself do its job. And there is no PFAS or cancer-causing chemicals in fire rain and not in EcoGel. And as we joked a few moments ago, you might not even realize that you had for breakfast what's a good part of what makes EcoGel. So it's all natural. There's no chemicals. There's no fuels. There's nothing in it, but all food product that you could eat, and you probably have.
And it's food grade quality. It is, yes.
And I think that's going to be the breakthrough. A product that does so well, can be proven to do well, and yet is as easy as pouring a bucket of water for all intents and purposes. And I think, like I said, this is going to change and bring a lot more safety to the fire service, to our ecology in our communities, and even for the people. We could be saving more of their homes, apartments, by using a product like this that doesn't destroy anything, can be easily cleaned up, and yet protected, let's say, 3/4 to 7/8 of that building where you fought that fire. Imagine walking away with the homeowners, the apartment dwellers can't stop thanking you because you saved so much of their building, their homes, their apartment. That's what we need to hear in the fire service, those thanks. And we get thanks, there's no doubt about it, from a lot of the people we help, but not everyone. But when you can make a save like this, to me, it's the same as when we started CPR. We knew that CPR could be taught outside of medical facilities, that people would learn it. AMTs, paramedics, fire rescue people. Yep, they didn't have to be an EMT or a paramedic to learn how to do CPR. But look how far and what good CPR has done for our society. And I think this product is going to do the same. Really do.
Key factors, as you just mentioned, especially on, a house fire, apartment fire, attacking it with EcoGel is going to help preserve the contents as well for the restoration companies to be able to come in and save some of the product maybe that's in the house that wasn't directly affected by the fire.
Right.
The other part of this helps preserve for the fire marshals the ability to collect more data related to arson because it will actually seal it. It will seal it in. So that's another unintended consequence of the development of this product is it's going to help them determine the cause of the fire as well.
Well, that of course we know we need. We don't have enough arson investigators. We always need more, but you're giving them a tool as well.
Yep.
That's the key. They can know that EcoGel is going to preserve what it's covering.
Correct.
And if it's a frayed wire, it's not going to get disturbed anymore because you put the EcoGel on it, and then the arson investigator can come in and check it out.
Yep.
And again, maybe that would be a point that discover what caused the fire. Maybe it can easily be ruled accidental. And yet they'll have the proof to show either way.
Right.
And that's the key. Because listen, we know our arson investigators have a hard job from the get-go.
Oh, sure.
We actually wrote a pilot script for a show, a limited series show about a firefighter who was severely injured on the job, can't go back on the job, but they let him become a fire marshal, fire investigator. And the city's Office of Film and Television loved it. They loved it. But neither they, as many producers that they've had come through this great city of brotherly love, nobody was interested in just picking it up just to try it and talk with us about how to do it. And we said it's a limited series. It's only maybe 8 to 12 episodes each season, with 3 seasons winding it up. And it's a shame, because if that was still going, we'd have a whole new place to talk about this product, because we could easily, ease it into the show. Because we do a lot of this book of the show, because I started writing it as a book, has a lot of fires in it, and a big twist that nobody sees coming.
Yeah.
But to know that this product will save not only property for the victims, more importantly, it's going to save the lives of our firefighters, because they don't have to worry about being contaminated doing the job. And that's what you deliver.
Yep.
You deliver a safe way of doing the job, even with some sticky stuff. But like we said before, most of that sticky stuff you've eaten over the last couple of days. So, no, you can't make it at home. Sorry. We're not giving away the formula.
Yeah, don't put it on your salad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely don't recommend eating, because when it gets wet, it expands.
Right. I was just going to mention that part, but that's a funny part, that you can't call us for a stomach ache, because
Yeah.
you've just been warned not to eat it.
Yeah.
But I think you need as much exposure as I hope this podcast is going to bring for you, because it's a whole new ball game. As I said, we joked before that what firefighters dislike most is status quo and change.
Yeah.
Well, this is something that may have to be, pardon the pun, force-fed to see the realities and how well the product works and how long the product works. Because that can't happen with the existing AFFF, because it doesn't have that part of the product in it that makes it stay. It all runs away. And of course, as Kevin, as you said, all this runaway, where it's gas or whatever, is affecting our ecosystems. As you said, there was a leak into a small river, and it killed all the fish.
Killed all the fish. Yes.
Killed all the fish. We can't
PFAS
afford that.
Green product. So supposedly. So.
Right. But listen, everybody tries to have an idea. They all want it to work. Sometimes they do not work. Sometimes they kind of work. And sometimes they sell themselves. You don't need a salesman. They sell themselves. And I believe that EcoGel and Fire Rein will sell themselves. I really do.
We're looking for just a few departments to contact us about bringing it on for a burn test. We'll be more than happy to accommodate that and help spread the word as well.
Okay. Would you share your emails and your phone numbers if people do want to reach out to you?
Sure. Our website is firegroundsupply.com. So that's pretty simple. And then email addresses are kyeazell@firegroundsupply.com and kryeazell@firegroundsupply.com.
Great.
Or you can email us both at the same time. You can just do info@firegroundsupply.com.
Okay.
Easier
So,
to spell.
right. You can do info@firegroundsupply.com. firegroundsupply.com.
And then the office number is 630-364-1473.
Great. And as you know, folks, there's no long distance anymore. Everybody has a cell phone, and
Right.
those long distance calls are free. So
Yeah.
you can call the greater Chicago area and talk with these gentlemen and learn more than maybe in the time we were able to bring you to here. But more importantly, you speak to them and they're willing to come out and help do a demonstration for your department or your departments. Maybe you get a few of them together, or maybe you're a city and you have multiple stations they'll help you work, especially since, at least here in Coral Springs, we have our own Fireground training area. So hopefully other departments have as well, and you can be there, and they're willing to come to you. You don't have to travel up to the greater Chicago area. They'll come to you, your department, give you the demo that you're looking for, and give you all the information you need. Okay? Listen, the bottom line is it's safe. Okay? It's safe. And we don't have to worry every time we open a 5-gallon pail. God, I don't want this on my hands. I've got to wear 2 pairs of gloves. I don't want it getting into my boots. That's gone with this product. That's gone. All food level products are what's used in these, both Firefighting and in EcoGel. And that's the key. Bringing safety to the fire service, and bringing safety to our communities and our ecosystems. Because we keep doing to the ecosystems what we're doing now, we probably won't have much of an ecosystem 10 or 20 years from now. So it's our job to be the guardians of our ecosystems, not just firefighters. We all have to wear that hat, take care of our ecosystems. And these gentlemen are providing a way to protect you, your business, your home, whatever you need can be protected by a non-lethal product that's basically food grade and approved, again, we'll say it again, by the USDA and UL. And we all know how dependent we are in the fire service on UL to help us and guide us with new products, especially. So if they have the clearance of UL and USDA, you don't have anything to worry about. What you need to do is contact them and set up a demo in your community. And right now they're east of the Rockies, but they're hoping to breach the mountains in the not too distant future.
Well, we're able to supply anybody in the U.S. right now.
Oh, okay.
East of the Rockies right now, but right now we've got a distribution center set up to service the entire country.
That's wonderful. That's something I didn't know. And that's great knowledge to know that no matter where you are and you're listening to this or watching the video, that you really have nothing to worry about. Have them come in. Do a test with them. Do 2 tests with them. Do what you need to do to learn as much as you can about these products. Now, I'm a non-paid host. No, I never get paid for what I do here on the podcast after almost 9 years. But to see a product like this, it's like being paid for me. Because I was back in the day when we had no safety. And not only do we had no safety with the AFFF of that time, but we had no idea about what was in our bunker gear. Today we have wider eyes. We see more and we know more. We know what's better for us and what's not better for us. What works, what doesn't work. But how did you find that out? How were you able to rate them if you didn't try them first? And that's what we're recommending. Try out, have a demo done in your community and see what they can offer. We showed you 3 videos. No lying. They weren't recut. They were just 3 videos about how well these items work. And I'm just thrilled that Quincy put us together. And and as excited as I was about Firefighting, now combining that with EcoGel, I'm ready to do a dance in the city center. If that will get the department to give you guys a call and bring you down. That's most important to me, is getting this word out.
Yep.
So we're going to have
this out there and let people see it to believe it. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the best. That's the best. Once they see it, they'll believe it. And even, especially more than the videos we've shown you. Have it done in your community. And you'll be, standing there watching like this. Because you've never seen anything like this before. So, gentlemen, my sincere thanks for joining me, agreeing to come on, providing the videos, and teaching this old dog a new trick.
We appreciate it. Thanks for having us today.
It's our pleasure. Folks, if you're watching the video, this will be the end of the video. Those of you listening to the audio, you know what's going to come next. A couple of PSAs and a little bit more of the audio version of the podcast. But I want to thank our guest, Kevin, the father, and Kevin Ryan, the son, who are doing a great job, really, for us. They're making our job safer and a bit easier. And I think we all could deal with that and be willing to accept a little bit of change if it enhances our lives, keeps us safe, and does the job that we try to do. And that's squelch fire. So thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back in a week or so with Peter Matthews. I think I know him from some magazine. It's a fire magazine. Well, anyway, we'll talk about that when he comes on that next show. So thanks for tuning in, folks. Again, my thanks to the Yeazell, I've got to try to pronounce it correctly, Yeazell family for joining us and teaching us about the great products that they're working on now. And remember, it's not just Fire Rain and EcoGel, but Kevin Ryan is a specialist in gear, in firefighting gear. So you can always reach out to him if you have questions about gear as well. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, stay safe, stay well, and let's make sure everyone goes home. Thank you.